Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are keeping well today. Now, thought I'd come on here for a little bit today to preview Arsenal's game this Sunday against Wigan. Now, it's honestly quite refreshing to have a different focus, a different competition for us to look on and talk about. So I'm really happy that I get to talk to you guys about this today. Let's fix that. So yeah, really excited to go through lineups, predictions, all of that stuff. It does feel nice. I mean, I'm still feeling quite disappointed and quite dejected from um our draw with Brentford. It does feel like a loss, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So really excited today to look ahead to that. I think with this team lineup, I'm hoping that we're gonna go for a bit more of a rotated lineup, a completely different lineup in this game, because I think we need a different lineup, to be honest. I think we need a lineup that is gonna be a bit different, and hope we get to give some of these players an opportunity that haven't had a chance. Players like Norgard, it would be great to see. Players like her get a rest. So yeah, hopefully we'll see that happen. But yeah, really hoping to see other players get a chance today. So big up to the chat as well. I'm going to get straight into this today. So yeah, I mean, I'll go to the lineup that I'd go. I'm still going for quite a strong team because I do think it's quite important that we do go as far as we can in this competition. I think at the end of the day, I do feel like this competition is something that we need to win. So really hope we can go quite far. So I'm going to go with Kepa in goal. Now, for me in the goal, I do feel as though that Raya has played quite a lot, and it would be nice to see Raya get a bit of a rest. Kepa for me is more than capable of stepping in and putting in a decent enough performance. Like, we are quite fortunate. I do feel like we have Wigan. Like, we could have had a tougher fixture. So I think Kepa definitely shown some qualities he has, and I think he's a great choice to have in goal, and I would like to see him start. So in goal, I'm going to go with Kepa. Now the back four, I would definitely change it up a little bit. It's quite tough, this one. I've been quite torn actually, but I would probably go. I'd like to see a back four of Lewis Skelly, Mosquera, Hincapié and Ben White. Now, Ben White obviously hasn't played as much at the moment. Timber has played quite a lot, and if I'm being honest with you guys, I do feel as though Timber looks quite tired and he's not really performing how he usually would. So I'd give Timber a rest, definitely. I think he definitely needs a bit of a rest in this game. Ben White as well is more than capable of stepping in and putting in a really good performance. So I would definitely like to see Ben White in the team. Obviously, Mosquera has come back into the team. We had a bit of time out with injuries, but I think he's an amazing player. I think he is so good putting in those tackles, and I think it's a very strong lineup for me. The back four is quite strong. Lewis Skelly, I want to see Lewis Skelly. I have missed Lewis Skelly, to be honest with you. He's great. He's a great attacking player to have. So would like to see him get some minutes in this game. Like I said, we definitely need to rotate and give some of these players a chance and give other players a bit of a rest. That is my back four I would go with. Now the midfield, this is actually quite interesting because I think of course we should still go with quite a strong lineup, but I do feel as though it would be great to see Norgard get into this midfield. Norgard, I don't honestly know where Norgard has been, to be honest with you. I don't know why he's had a lack of minutes. I think he would definitely be great to have in the midfield. I think his experience would really help us, and I would love to see him start in the midfield. I would actually go for quite an attacking midfield, to be honest with you guys. I would like to see Eze and Odegaard. Now, the reason why I say both of them is I do feel like they might work well together. I think Eze has been a big talking point at the moment, and I do completely get why he hasn't been good enough, has he? And I think that's completely fair enough. So yeah, I would like to see Eze start. I hope Eze can really turn up in this games. Eze will be aware of the fact he isn't performing particularly well, so I do feel like he's going to want to step up. Odegaard, I think, has to step up as well. Odegaard's not particularly stood out to me, to be honest with you. So I felt they both have got to really step up in this game. I do want to rest players like Subamendi, Declan Rice, so I have gone with quite an attacking lineup in the midfield. The attack, let me go through the attack now. I'm going to go Jesus up top. I think Jesus is a very good option to have. Obviously, we have got Gyökeres, but I would probably bring Gyökeres on a bit later. Or maybe not at all. I think you want to give these players a rest if you can. So Jesus up top. I think Jesus would probably thrive in these games. It's a cup game against Wigan. We should be winning this game quite comfortably. I would also like to see on the left, I would go with Martinelli. I think Martinelli, again, would probably thrive in these sort of games. He has the pace. He has all of that. I think this is a game I see Martinelli doing really well in. So I hope we get to see Martinelli in this starting this game. You've got Martinelli, Trossard on the left. Trossard did play the other night, but I do hope we get to see Martinelli on the left, and obviously we can bring players on if we need any sort of help in that way. On the right-hand side, I'm so undecided because we did actually see Saka come back from his injury, and with Saka, it's like I'm in two minds. I don't want to rush him back. Like, I don't want to rush him in if he's not really feeling ready to come back. Because with Saka, we know that he is a player that does sometimes have injuries, and that's a real shame because we know how important he is for Arsenal. Madueke has been someone who has done very well. I'd probably start Madueke and bring Saka on. I think Saka desperately needs a goal for his confidence. So I would like to see Saka come on in a game like this. I think it would really help him with his confidence. I think if I'm being honest, like, we need to score quite a few goals in this game. I think our confidence is quite low at the moment. So I think it would be good for us to make some changes in the team and go for it. So that is the lineup I would pick. I'll just read it out again to anyone that might have just joined. Obviously, I've gone with Kepa, Lewis Skelly, Mosquera, Hincapié, Ben White, Norgard, Odegaard, Eze, Martinelli, Jesus, Saka / Madueke. Probably edge Madueke, but yeah, I do agree. Saka has been poor. Big up to Ashik. Good to see you in the chat. I hope you're good. Lovely to see you. Yeah, Saka has been poor. I think Saka's really struggled this season, and I can't exactly pinpoint why. I think he has fallen off. I think it's difficult. He's had an injury and he's coming back into his team. He's not really himself. Like, he came on against Brentford yesterday and he didn't do enough for me to feel kind of like, wow, that was good from Saka. I don't think he's done enough for me. And I love Saka. So I've always said to you guys, Saka's one of my favourite players, but it's just not. He's not at his best level at the moment. So yeah, it's just not good enough, really. Yeah, that's a big blow for us. Havertz being injured is honestly such a big blow for the team because he was building a really great partnership with Gyökeres, and it's such a sad time for him to have an injury. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, to be honest with you. I'm assuming it's probably going to be weeks, but it is frustrating at the end of the day because I do feel like Havertz, like I said, maybe he doesn't always start, but he offers something different to this team from other players. Like, he's different to Gyökeres. He's just a different player. So I feel like it is a big blow to not have him in the team. So yeah, it's tough with these injuries. I think it's difficult as well because we've got Marino out, and Marino's going to be out for months, I think. So Marino offers you something different. Again, they're both very, very different players, but we've got players in this team that are so different, which I think makes this team even better because I suppose it's nice to have players that aren't all the same. So yeah, I think we're really struggling in the attack so far. I mean, I don't have issues defensively. I know we can see it right at the end yesterday, the 70th minute, but I think the attack is just. Don't think our attack is that great, to be honest with you. I think we're struggling with that. Like, Madueke scored a great goal and he's a great player, but you need these players to show up from the first minute to the last minute of the game when they're playing. Like, they need to show up for the whole game, not just score a goal and go quiet. We need to see them step up more. Big up to Ashik. Do you think he worth 300k wages, Saka? I think it's difficult with Saka because these past few seasons, I would say yeah. But you know what, this season, with Saka, you could rely on Saka to get you through big games, get you through games. You know, he's got a great right foot. You know what he's going to do with the ball. His crossing, his finishing has been very good. But if I'm being honest with you, right now it's just not really being like that at all. I think he's quite predictable. But yeah, it's tough because I love the Saka we have seen. I do think our attacking players are struggling. It's not just Saka. I think some of these players need to step up a lot more. So yeah, I think Saka hasn't been his best. So I do hope we get to see Saka in this game. Hopefully Saka can be a player that can really step up and yeah, I think our attacking players. I mean, I think Trossard is probably our best attacker. When I'm talking about wingers, I think Gyökeres is really good as well. I think Trossard's probably the most consistent one, but yeah, I think our attackers aren't doing it the best. I think this season I know we have scored a lot of set pieces, which I don't care if we win the league by that. It doesn't matter really, but I do think we can play it a lot better than what we are. I just think Arteta needs to get more out of some of these players. So yeah, it's going to be a good game. Obviously, it's not really a high pressured game with Wigan. I think if you're sort of a lower league side, you probably are going to be up for this game. So I am going to expect it's not going to be easy. And on paper, we should win this quite comfortably, about 3 or 4-0. But you just never know. It can be a tough one. Big up to Rosh8639. Good to see you. So nervous times, but I feel like we could bounce back in the next 4 fixtures. I want to just have a quick look, guys, about our fixtures that we have coming up because we have actually got quite a few good fixtures. Obviously, Wigan the Wigan game should be a win, and then we have Wolves on Wednesday. So we have Wigan at home, Wolves away. The Wolves one I think isn't going to be easy. Even though Wolves are going down, they'll try to get something out of this. The last time we played them wasn't easy. There's 2 games that I do worry about in this block actually. So we've got Tottenham away, I think it's next Sunday, and then we've got Chelsea, I think, in the final. That's the Premier League actually. Sorry, my bad. So we played. I think we should beat Chelsea in the Premier League. The Tottenham one I'm a bit hesitant about, but they're really struggling, so we should beat them. I think on paper, I think we should. We need to go, like you said, I think we need to bounce back and build up a good run now if we can, because I do feel like we're having some issues at the moment and it would be great for us to win a lot. I think we're picking up quite a few draws at the moment and we need to put them into wins now. So we've had moments this season, Brentford, we dropped points. We have to move past that now. So we just have to I think it would be nice to get a convincing win against Wolves, and then we'll have to see what happens. But we need to go on a good run now. He lacks goals or assists. Yeah, I do think that is the case. I don't know. It's just so difficult because I think as well it's like Eze and Odegaard are 2 players again. They should be doing better as well. It's like on paper these players should be performing much better, but again they're not, and I don't know why. Eze and Odegaard can both do much better. They can both play more attacking. They can both be more creative than what they're showing. So that's why I would like to see players like Eze and Odegaard start in this game, just to see how they all do. Because against Wigan, you have to. I don't think they'll have a bad game against Wigan. But yeah, I'll see how the Wigan games goes. Let me know, guys, how you're feeling about the game coming up against Wigan. Big up to Dean Hayes. Hi, Soph. Hope you're well. Really good. Thank you, Dean. I hope you're good. Hope you're having a nice start to the weekend. Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how we get on. Obviously, I read you guys my lineup. I'm going to just check if there's any injury update news at all, but obviously I'll read out again with the lineup. I'll go with Kepa, Skelly, Mosquera, Hincapié, Ben White, Norgard, Odegaard, Eze, Martinelli, Jesus, Saka. And obviously I feel like if we need to bring on any changes, I think we should do that if it comes to a point where we need to add something else into this game. Like I think we should definitely do that. Predictions, honestly, I just don't know, because I still feel quite deflated with how we performed. Is what it is. I'm gonna just go with 3-0 Arsenal. I think we will win quite comfortably. I think we need to get some goals for our confidence. I'm just having a look. So obviously with Saliba, I wouldn't really play Saliba for this game. We know Saliba missed out with an illness midweek, so we might see Saliba start this game. But I don't think we need him. It's against Wigan, so it does say here on the insert that Saliba's potential return date is the 15th of February, which is on Sunday. So Havertz obviously is going to be out for a little while. It does say that Havertz may be back for the game against Chelsea on the 1st of March. I think it's such a big blow for Havertz because I felt we really were enjoying having him back in the team. It felt like a real big confidence booster, and then he got injured again, and it just felt really frustrating, to be honest. Marino is going to be out for quite a while. I just want to see. It's not really giving you too much of a it just says with Marino, he's going to be out for extended period. That is obviously quite sad because he was doing really good. Obviously Marino underwent surgery this week ahead of the game. So he's obviously in the process of recovery now for Marino. Max Dowland, obviously, Max Dowland is someone who usually does come on off the bench to make a bit of a difference. I think we could do with him in these sort of games, but he's going to be back on this 22nd of February against Tottenham. He has been out for 2 months with an ankle injury, so he's going to hopefully be back very soon. We have obviously had a few injuries, which does happen in football. You do get stacked with these injuries from time to time. So he's going to be back in a little while. So we've obviously, that's pretty much the injury update. So the injuries aren't too bad, really. I think we're coping quite well considering with the injuries that we do have at the moment. So Marino's is a foot injury. Obviously, I think he's going to be out for a few months. So that is just something we have to deal with. A few injuries. I think it's difficult with the attacking injuries because they for me would have made a difference. I think Marino would have made a difference, and we're just going to have to cope with this. But yeah, let me know your predictions, guys. Your lineup. Obviously, I've chatted for like 20 minutes about my lineup, my predictions. So do let me know, guys, your thoughts. Obviously, big up to those that are watching this. Do make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and do let me know how you're feeling ahead of the game on Sunday. Big up to Panache. High safe. After that tough Brentford fixture, we need a high scoring win against Wigan to boost our morale and confidence. Yeah, big up to yourself. Good to see you in here. And yeah, I completely agree with you. I feel like if we beat Wigan like 1-0, I probably wouldn't be satisfied with that. I think as fans, we need to see, like you said, a high scoring, really good game of football. Because if we're being honest, like we've actually tolerated a lot of football this season that hasn't been particularly great from us. So I do feel like we need to see a performance that is convincing. And we do play some free flowing, exciting football. Again, on Sunday, I want to jump off my seat. I want to be excited with what I'm seeing. So I do feel as though we have to see that. And like I've gone with my lineup, I've gone quite attacking. I mean, I assume we're gonna be up for this. I mean, when you're in a different league, a lower league side, you're gonna be up for this. I mean, they're currently 22nd in the table in League One, so I think if you're Wigan, you're just excited to play Arsenal and see what happens. But anything can really happen in football. To be honest with you, football is a crazy game, especially in this FA Cup. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how we get on in this game. But I think we need that confidence. We need confidence. We need a bit of confidence booster going into this game. We need to play with some great football, and we need to see players that haven't played for a little while. Players like Norgard, Lewis Skelly, those sort of players that haven't particularly got the minutes they probably deserve. And you know what's really frustrating? This would have been a great game for Waneri, and it sucks that Waneri obviously isn't here. He's obviously on loan. I do worry now was a mistake about Waneri because I think you look at the certain positions, whether that's on the right hand side, the attacking midfield position, you would think Waneri could really help you and make a difference. Because on the right, I think the right has been quite quiet recently. There's no Madueke has been doing better with assisting and scoring, but for a lot of the game, it's quite a quiet. We do a lot of Trossard on the left and Martinelli on the left, so I do think Manero could have had an impact. Obviously, Max Down is set to be back 22nd-ish, so I think it would be great to see Max Down and come into this team and get regular minutes. I know he's still very young, but it would be great to see him help this team because he's so young, but you'd think he's a lot older with how he plays. He plays like he's very experienced. So, yeah, obviously we have to just see how we get on. But as Panache said, it would be great to see this team get a big win. It would really show this team they have confidence, and we've got the games that I do worry about is the Tottenham game we have coming up away. We've got Chelsea coming up, so I do feel as though those fixtures are going to be quite tough for us. And I think we need to get 4 wins. We've got Wigan, we need to win that. We've got Wolves, Tottenham, Chelsea. These are winnable games. If we want to win the league, we have to win these games. Obviously, bar Wigan, this isn't the league game, but we have to go on a good run now. So I think if we can get a convincing win against Wigan, we can go on a good run. And it would be great. I would love for us to win the FA Cup. Obviously, we haven't won the FA Cup since we won it back in 2020 with Arteta. I love an FA Cup. I grew up watching us win FA Cups with Wenger. So for me, it would be lovely to see us go on and win this competition. I think this team is more than capable of doing so. So I really hope we can get the job done. But that is obviously my lineup, my prediction said 3-0 to Arsenal. I think we can get the job done. I think we'll get a clean sheet. I hope we do anyway. With the lineup I've gone for, it's a very strong lineup, and I think we should do it. And we're at home as well, guys, which is obviously a big advantage for us. So I do feel as though it would be great for us to get a clean sheet, and the team are going to be right behind. Fans are going to be right behind the team. It's the 4th round of the FA Cup as well, so I think considering it's the 4th round, we've got quite a good game. Like, I'm happy it's not a Premier League game. I think the fixtures could have been worse, so I do think in that sense we're quite lucky that it's not a tougher fixture. Big up to you, Panache. Would you say Kai's absence yesterday affected us badly? Seeing his recent for us, I'd say the guy is a baller who adds tons to our gameplay. Yeah, I do think so because I feel like when I was doing my preview, I put Havertz in the team and I spoke about how Havertz and Gyökeres started to build a really great partnership. I think Havertz's creativity is amazing. I think Havertz has done a lot better recently. The goals he's been getting, the chances he's created, especially for Gyökeres, and I do think it's affected the team. I think against Brentford, there's definitely quite a few reasons why we dropped points. I think for us, we didn't have a player in that position that stepped up. I mean, Eze or Odegaard, neither of them did anything that was good enough for me. So I think if Havertz plays, it's a different game. But obviously, we had to deal with that Havertz. So I do think that he's a big loss for this team. I think the players probably think that as well. I think Havertz, the goals he can get for you, probably goals Gyökeres can't get. The goals Gyökeres gets are different to ones Havertz gets. But I think Havertz's creativity has been missed and will be missed. I mean, he's not out for a big chunk of time, but I do think it's going to be hard for us to manage without him. I think as well because Marino's injured as well, that doesn't help us either. I think it's like 2 big players that can really get us goals and can really help us. They're both players that can score great goals but can also create the team quite big chances. So I do feel like it's a big blow for the team to be out of these players not here. I mean, with Marino's, he's out for a longer time. Havertz will be back soon, but I think Havertz is a great squad player that adds something different to the team. So I'm genuinely gutted when I saw that. I felt really sad because it's tough as well because you want players in the team that you can rely on. That's what makes you a great player as well. I mean, there's players that are going to be fit for the majority of the season, and there's other players, players like Jesus, aren't really going to always be available, but they're great players to have in the team. I do wish Havertz was a bit more available. He does get injured quite a lot, I've noticed. And it's a shame because he is a key player for Arsenal, and yeah, I think he is very, very missed already. And I think he's back in a few weeks, but it's still a big loss for the team. 3-0 would be nice. Yeah, I would love it to be 3-0. I think I would definitely take 2 or 3-0 at the end of the day. I think I just want the team to have confidence from the game and feel much better. I think we've got to have a bit of confidence, like going forward. I think we can get a big win against Wigan, which we should really. That would really help the team. So I think it'd be 3-0. Let me know, guys. Your predictions. I'd love to hear your predictions about the game as well. But big up to you guys as well. Let me know how you're feeling about the game. Obviously, we'll be doing a match review after the game. The game is on Sunday. Obviously, it's at home again, which I think is really good for the team. I think to have the home support would be great. It's a 4:30 kickoff, so be interested to see how we do get on. What lineup I'll actually go for, because obviously I've told you my lineup, but what Arteta might do might be something completely different. So we'll have to see what lineup he actually ends up going with. But yeah, I do think we'll get the job done. I mean, it would be like the biggest shock if we lost that. We haven't played Wigan in a while as well, so I think we should get the job done. And it's a great opportunity again for us to rest some players, to rotate a bit, give other players an opportunity that haven't played in a while. But yeah, big up to you guys and let me know how you're feeling. Big up to Carter Class 1694. Hi Soph, long time no speak. We're going to win the league. Have faith. Big up to Carter. Good to see you in here. I hope you're good. Yeah, I think with the league, I think obviously we are still 4 points. I think you can't really. I think at this stage we still can win it. I think we're favourites, for a reason. So I still think we should believe in the team. I think for me, I think we can win it, but I'm not too sure if we will. That's the thing. I think because of the past situations that have happened, we've gotten so close and not been able to get over that line. That's why I'm a little bit wary. But we've got some games coming up that I think we can win. Let me have a look at the fixtures. So I know we have Wolves, Spurs, Chelsea. Yeah. And obviously we have got the EFL Cup final on the 22nd of March. That is the one I'm actually really excited for, to play in that final. I think that would be really interesting to see how we can win, how we get on if we can win that. I do hope we will win that, because I think it would be amazing. I think we need to win some silverware this season. That is definitely what we need to do this season. Winning something would be amazing, because it has been so long since we've won something. I think with the league, we have to hope Man City drop points as well. So yeah, but I'm excited to see how we get on in the FA Cup as well. Big up to Panache. As Gooners, we know too well how it feels to witness super talented players get injured often. Yeah, it's happened. There's been so many players like in the past. I mean, Jack Wilshere is a good example. I've always loved him. It's just sometimes you have players that are injury prone. I remember when Tomiyasu was here. I remember when he made his first appearance, I was like blown away by him. I was like, wow, what a signing from Arteta. And honestly, he is a player that just has injuries, and that's why we ended up having to, terminate his contract. We had to move him on ultimately, because I think with the Premier League, I do think some players can physically deal with it, and other players can't. The schedule, playing every few days, it's quite tough on players. So I do think certain players do pick up more injuries, but like I said, there's so many players we've had in the past that just have struggled to stay fit. And I think with certain players in the squad, you just know they're not really reliable. They're going to have injuries. They're going to have setbacks. And that's just how it goes sometimes. So, yeah, it is a shame as well. I mean, yeah, Wilshere was that player for me where I don't think he ever got the credit he deserved. I think on his day he was incredible, and honestly, I'm so glad to have watched him in my childhood, because he blew me away. He was amazing. Wilshere was class. Just had glass ankles. That's the thing. It's just sometimes, whether it's your hamstring, your ankle, sometimes you just have an injury and it happens a bit too much. But yeah, we in the squad, I mean, we do have players like that just pick up injuries and can't really stay reliable. And it's difficult. I think Ben White reminds me of a player like that. He's very good, but then he picks up injuries again. And But luckily Ben White is back now, so hopefully Ben White can actually stay fit, because you do have players in your team sometimes that really struggle to stay fit. But yeah, there's certain players you do have in your team where you do want to keep them fit for as possible. Martinelli had to score that. Been trying to forget it, but can't get from my head. You know what? I think, you know what? I don't know if this is weird to say, but whenever Martinelli is like 1-on-1 with the keeper, I'm never kind of like always confident he's going to score. I feel like with certain strikers, certain wingers, you sort of know 99% of the time they're going to score that. But with Martinelli, I don't always have confidence with him. I think sometimes he can be very clinical, other times he misses really big chances. And that was a great chance. I do get why. I don't blame you for thinking about that a lot, because I can't stop thinking about that as well. I was sort of right at the end, I thought to myself, that was a golden chance for us to really nick that. Because at the end of the day, we didn't deserve to win that game yesterday. We were awful. In some ways. So yeah, I do feel like for me, Brentford could have nicked it at the end as well. So I thought either team could have taken that win, but that was a golden chance for Martinelli. And when that keeper saved that, my heart just sank. But I didn't feel surprised, because I don't always believe Martinelli can finish these chances. I just don't think he has that killer instinct for me. That's just my personal opinion. You guys might disagree with that. I think if you're Haaland in that situation, or whatever striker you're thinking of, they'll probably score that a lot of the time. There'll be chances you do miss as a striker or as a winger, but I think you need players in your team that are going to be ruthless, because you can play bad, but if you kill that game off at the end and get the goal, then that's all that matters to me. Martinelli seems like that killer. Yeah, I do agree. He does lack that killer composure. I just don't think he has that killer instinct. I know you can play. Pardon me. I know you can play Martinelli as a striker or as a winger, but when he has those chances, like when he's on 1v1 with a keeper, I don't always have confidence in him, and I think that's because he does miss some of them chances that you need him to kill off. I could say that about quite a few players in this team. I think I would say Trossard. If I'm talking about the attacking players, I think Trossard is a player that does have that killer instinct. I think Trossard right now is probably one of the only players that I think has the killer instinct. Gyökeres is difficult to judge. He can be quite hit and miss, to be honest with you. I think Gyökeres is a good finisher, and we've seen that this season from time to time. But I think it's so difficult, because I don't think we have that. I don't think we have a big killer instinct in this team, to be honest with you. But yeah, that miss right at the end, that really hurt. I was generally so gutted when that happened, because again, it's like we could have just won that game, and it would have been great for us. So I do feel really gutted. I'm genuinely upset that we didn't win that game. Big up to Saka _Laka _Boom Boom, and big up for the stream, Coney Gooners. Big up to yourself. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for joining. Havertz. Yeah, Havertz actually does, to be honest with you. It's like in that Chelsea game, right at the end when Havertz went around the keeper and scored that. I believed when he got that ball he was going to do that. And with other players like Martinelli, I don't have that feeling. I know with Havertz sometimes he doesn't score and he misses those chances, but I do think Havertz definitely has that instinct where I do believe in him a lot more than I do believe in Martinelli. Same with Trossard. I think Trossard and Havertz are two players that I do think have that killer instinct. Saka at the moment I don't think has that. When Saka is in that position, if we're talking about at the moment, I'm not sure he scores some of these chances. So it's so tough to predict these things. It's so tough with players, because I don't think we have many players that have that killer instinct other than Havertz and Trossard, really. And big up to Stretford _N podcast. Big up Soph, hope you're well. I'm really good. Thank you so much for joining. Big up to Talking Arsenal Desby. Gyökeres is excellent with Havertz. Yeah, that's what I'm really gutted about with Havertz picking up this injury, because I think we're starting to see the best of Gyökeres with Havertz in the team, and it is a big blow for me that they're not going to have to play for a little while. They were building a really great partnership, weren't they? So I'm really gutted about that. Imagine you lose to Wigan. What? Oh, God. I think I'd be speechless, to be honest with you. I'd be lost for words. Because again, it is something that can happen. I never go into these games thinking we've got the win, we're gonna do this. Like, I can never be like that. But you just never know. It's so unpredictable. You just never know how things are gonna go in football. With the FA Cup is very magical and anything can happen. I think if we were away at Wigan, I'd feel more nervous, but because we're home, I do feel a bit better with the fans there, the support there. But yeah, honestly, you never know what can happen. Panacho says, Sophie, do you remember Diaby, what a talent he was? Rosicky, Ramsey quite a bit as well. I think I supported Arsenal after Diaby, but I did hear about what a great player he was. Yeah, I did watch Rosicky and Ramsey. Probably more Ramsey, but Rosicky, I do. I'll be honest with you, I do miss them. I do miss the football we actually played. I mean, I started supporting Arsenal. I think it was around 2015 season, and I'll be honest, I do miss that. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time and watch that football we played. It's really difficult, isn't it? Because those days, it's like I knew we weren't ever going to win the league, but the football we played felt good enough for me to feel content. It's difficult. I mean, we won FA Cups under Wenger, and that felt. An FA Cup for me is quite a big trophy, in my opinion. I mean, League, the Champions League, and then I think the FA Cup goes under that. But I do feel like I'm so fortunate to have watched those players. I think for me, the one player for me that was my favourite player that I watched in my childhood was Sanchez. Sanchez was a different level for me. I think Sanchez was world class. I mean, Ozil's the one. With Ozil, I feel like when I watched Arsenal, I don't remember when Ozil left. I can't remember what year exactly, but in those early days when I supported Arsenal in 2015, Ozil was amazing. Ozil was that partnership with Ozil and Sanchez was honestly such a joy to watch, and I do miss that sometimes. I think with Arteta, I think the football we're playing at the moment does make me miss the football under Wenger. I think looking back at it, I do give credit to Wenger because the football we played was just incredible. Like, I could have watched it all day. I do miss those days, but I also feel like we never were that close to winning league titles. I know when I started supporting Arsenal in 2015, that was the closest we got. I know Leicester won the league that season, but I feel like we got so close to that, and we never really got there since. It went downhill from there. So yeah, I do really miss my childhood sometimes. The players like Ramsey as well. Ramsey in finals, he was amazing. Yeah, we had some great players. Big up to GK, CKCK, T7M. Who was the best player for you? If you're asking a player I've ever watched, I mean, I will give it to Sanchez. Still got, I mean, I think Arsenal's best player of all time would definitely be Henry or Bergkamp, but I think when you ever have a childhood player you love and watch, I'd always say Sanchez is my favourite. I do love players like Rocastle, Ian Wright as well, but Sanchez for me, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when he left United, that honestly crushed me. That really hurt me so deep because I really wanted to support Sanchez. But I just feel like I couldn't support him at United. And I'm happy it didn't work out for him at United because it did hurt a lot for us. I think there will be an Arteta out bit if we do lose to Wigan. That would be unbearable. Diaby was unreal, just injuries. Yeah, I did hear a bit about Diaby and his awful injuries that we had. It's a real shame. Certain players could have been so good if it wasn't for injuries. Yeah, I think we do miss ours at the moment. I think because we're particularly not doing that great in the attack, you do think back of the players we used to have and you really wish you could have them again, like Ramsey, Santi Cazorla. Like, there's so many players you would honestly take in a heartbeat right now because of the football that we're playing. Ozil was class. Yeah, Ozil was great. I know towards the end it wasn't as good, but I think he was great, to be honest with you. He was a great player, and I do miss him. I do miss him a lot. I do. I would do anything to have Özil in Özil in his prime in this team would honestly help Gyökeres. I think we need a player in the attacking midfield that is going to really do well with Gyökeres. That's what we're missing. We're missing that sort of piece that is going to help Gyökeres. Big up to Saka. So it was never going to be easy against Brentford. They are fighting for Europe. If you notice, they got over our mid via a lot of air balls into final third. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a tough game. Like, I think I predicted 2-1. I didn't ever think we were going to win convincingly. I think we'd have to nick it at the end. I think we do. I think we are conceding at the moment. We're struggling to hold on. I think we missed Saliba as well. So I never kind of predicted it would be an easy win at all. But obviously, it does feel like a loss having to draw. Yeah, Sandy Cazorla, he was amazing. I watched a bit of him before he left, but he was honestly like, I have no words for Sandy Cazorla. He was a magician. He was just something else. Like, to have watched him honestly was such a privilege. The attacking options we used to have under Wenger was real good. I think I do think the players we used to have were great, but I do feel like Wenger really improved them. Like, I think as well with players, wherever you're from, I do think it's up to a manager to get the best out of the players. Like, if you look at Sanchez came from Barcelona and he was incredible there. But I think he was great, but I do think Wenger also believed in him and got the best out of him. Like a few other players. I think it's a shame back then because we had the best attack, but we really had not the best defence. We had the defence we had a few years ago. We would have been a different team, but yeah, Sandy Cazorla was amazing. I think Ramsey, Walcott as well. Like, Walcott was an interesting one. Giroud as well. I forgot about Giroud. It's really hard with Giroud because of the way he left. He left to Chelsea. He won the Europa League, and he said stuff afterwards, which I don't remember off by heart. And it's like, Giroud was never appreciated for me fully, but I think Sanchez was. I always preferred Sanchez to Giroud. Sanchez was consistent. Sanchez would pull us through games. That's what you want in a striker. So I do really hope that Gyökeres will end up being that player for us at some point. I know Gyökeres is adapting to the league, and we need to find someone in the attack in some way to really build a great partnership. I really love the partnership between Bergkamp and Henry. We need to find that for Gyökeres. So yeah, I really do hope that we do play a bit more exciting football. Hopefully this weekend. Van Persie was Ballon d'Or worthy, Arsenal and United. Yeah, but it's really difficult for Van Persie because how it ended as well. I mean, I didn't watch Arsenal then, but how it ended, it does really suck. It's difficult. So I feel like fans won't always speak highly of him because of how it was. But I do feel like, Van Persie was an incredible player for Arsenal and obviously United as well. I do think he prefers United. I think he has more love for United. I think it's like Ashley Cole. With Ashley Cole, I love watching him, watch videos back about how good he was, but it's hard if you leave to your rivals, it's hard to have that love. But with Fabregas is actually a player where I think fans can actually say they still love Fabregas, because I do believe Fabregas loved Arsenal, but I do believe he also loved Chelsea, which actually does sting quite a bit. Big up to Stretford_N podcast. You guys should try to buy Valverde. He's a good chance creator. He should help. Yeah, we honestly need someone like that. We need someone who is going to really create chances. I mean, I do think we need to give Eze a bit of time. Like, I do think it's a bit harsh to judge him now. We need to give him a bit of time. But what I will say is that I do think we need a really good attacking midfielder. I just think that position is lacking. I think with Odegaard, I think we've got a bit of an issue, because I don't want to sit here and single out players at all, because I don't really want to do that, but I just feel like maybe we need to get rid of one of our attacking players. We need to bring someone else in. We need someone that's going to really build, like Stretford said. We need to bring someone that's going to have that great partnership with Gyökeres. And then when Gyökeres has got someone that is passing to him, then we will really see what Gyökeres is about. Jack Wilshere was one of a kind. Arsene Wenger will always be the football professor. Arsene Wenger was one of a kind manager. He really was. Van Persie, Nasri traitors, yeah, I do agree. I think for me, I didn't support Arsenal during them times, but I think if I would have been, I would have felt the same way. Um, it's actually tough when you lose players and they go on to win things. It honestly, it's like a dagger to the heart. It really is painful. But it's difficult when you're not winning stuff. You do only have one career, so sometimes I don't blame players for wanting to leave and be ambitious. Like I remember when Sanchez left, it hurt, but I didn't blame him and wanted him to achieve great things in his career. I know it didn't work out in the end for him, but I don't ever blame players for that. We've seen very many greats in the Emirates era. Sanchez is a top three for me, such an impact. Technically, he was unreal. Yeah, I know Sanchez won't ever go down as an Arsenal legend. I think if he'd the problem I have is if Sanchez would have stayed, I don't think we'd have won anything like a league title. I don't think we had the defence to do that. But I think with Sanchez, whatever you want to class under a legend, whether that's like a cult hero, whatever you want to class, I would put Sanchez under that for me. Yeah, do you know what? That made me feel better when Sanchez left. He wanted to come back. I think Sanchez left and realised what a mess United were and thought, I've made a big mistake here. That did make me feel a bit better. But yeah, I think Arsenal will always be in Sanchez's heart. I think that's because he speaks even now, whether that's on like his Instagram story or if he posts on Instagram, he still has that love for Arsenal. So I don't ever see him talk about United about that. So I think he loves Arsenal still. Arsene was an absolute master of free-flowing attacking football. Yeah, that really was. I do believe Wenger, that was always his role in football to be a manager that really plays incredible football. I do feel like it's a manager that can really help you as a player to make you play better. I know as a player it's sort of on you as well, but I don't think some of the players you've had would have been as good if it wasn't for Wenger. I do think Wenger's really helped players be themselves, express themselves, and giving them the freedom. Because it's like with Arteta. I'm not saying this is a bad thing at all, but with Arteta, I don't think players get as much freedom with Arteta. I feel like Arteta is a bit more, not controlling, but he doesn't give them as much freedom. So I feel like with Wenger, it was quite different. Big up to Talking Arsenal, Desp. I believe you're winning the league. Yes, haters can call us bottlers, but we gained a point. 12 games to go. We can do this, Gunners, corny gooners. Yeah, big up to yourself. Listen, I think we have to just see how it goes. Like, we're 4 points ahead. Like, it's definitely not over. We have to believe. So I do definitely think we shouldn't give up yet. We should still keep going. Like, I still think we're in for it. It would be nice for Man City to drop points. We will have to see how it ends up going. But yeah, I think we still have to believe. So we'll have to see how the season goes. Obviously, big up to the chat as well. If you've got any questions, I'm chatting a bit about everything. Send them in. I'm just chatting about anything, to be honest with you. I have done my preview, so I want to just go into your questions. But yeah, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing if you do enjoy my video. Obviously, I'll do a match review after the game on Sunday. Big up to Paul. Good to see you here. Hope you're good. Big up to Young Gunner as well. Big up to Max. I don't know anything about football. I don't know any teams or players. What's your favourite team? Well, the team I support is Arsenal. Big up to Max. Nice to see you here, even if you don't watch football. My best memory of Wenger was Pep and him on the sideline shouting at each other. Pep saying all the time, the referee asked, "Shut up, you." I used to love those moments. Do you know what? I do feel like growing up for me, Wenger and Mourinho. That's why I hated Mourinho so much, because of Wenger. But I did love their sort of I did love how much they fought. It was quite funny to watch. Van Gaal as well. I loved Arsene Wenger and him. It's just funny to watch, really. Wenger did show you that passion, which I do respect. With Wenger, it's respect. He still gets to stay. Every player still calls him the boss. That's the thing as well. I think so many players look up to, Wenger. I think that's amazing. I think with Wenger, what I loved about him is is like he never really. I was reading something the other day actually about George Weah, who used to play for Arsenal, and Wenger didn't really care about his colour of the skin. He treated him with respect and kindness, and I think that's what you can always say about Wenger. He was a classy person, and I think Wenger will always be my favourite manager. I don't think anything can top him, really. I mean, no, he didn't win the Champions League, but he really was one of a kind. Big up to you, Wenger, Mourinho. Yeah, they were awesome. I hated Mourinho. You know, he just used to really push my buttons for me as a fan. The thing is, though, like, we didn't win league titles, so sometimes Mourinho was right. I used to hate to admit that, but I loved how they were together. The passion was admirable. So if you can't hate Mourinho, he was tempted to go to Arsenal. But I'm not just saying this. You might guys have your thoughts, but I know there was a time when people wanted Mourinho, and I would never be one of those people. Like, I know Mourinho is a winner, and I appreciate that, but I would never ever be happy with him at our club. I just couldn't ever support that. At that point, just bring Wenger back, to be honest with you. I wouldn't ever want him at Arsenal. Big up to Young Gun, who says Kepa, White, Mosquera, Calafiori, Nkape, Lewis Skelly, Norgard, Eze, Martinelli, Madueke, Jesus. Yeah, I think I went for that sort of lineup as well. That's a very strong lineup. Hopefully, we will get the job done. It's ironic that being an Arsenal fan, one of my favourite managers of all time is Mourinho. That's interesting. But I think Mourinho is definitely one of the best managers. He's a winner and he is incredible. I just really didn't like him growing up. I think a lot of us Arsenal fans, but he was definitely a winner for sure. He was a really good manager. I mean, people like Madueke, and he came from Chelsea. If he wins you the league, you'd love him. Yeah, I do actually with Madueke. I do actually like him. I mean, when he came in, I was thinking like, Arteta, what are you doing? What are you playing at? Because I mean, there was other players that I probably would have preferred. But I do think he is a player that does give his everything for the club, and he puts up a good fight. So I appreciate Madueke, but if we win the league and Madueke and Havertz help us out, then that'd be amazing. So, yeah, it'd be funny for Chelsea. It's not even Mourinho being winner. I just love the story, his energy. Mourinho that has the personality. Yeah, he was a big character. To be fair, I mean, you know what? When him and Arsene Wenger used to talk about football as pundits and stuff on different channels, they were actually quite likable together because of their knowledge they both had. But I feel like as a manager, when they were playing against each other, they just didn't like each other at all. Yeah, I think Mourinho was a bit salty at times, but I think they're just both passionate and about the clubs. I think that's all it's down to. But I think Mourinho, you either love him or you don't. I think it's one of them. I don't mind him now because he's not in the Premier League, but back then, I wasn't big on Mourinho, to be honest with you. I wonder if Arteta will pick Eze in the starting 11 against Wigan. Let's see, but I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely start Eze, to be honest with you. Eze hasn't been good enough. I think we could all admit that. But this would be a really good opportunity for him to start this game and really prove what he can do. So, yeah, I would really like to see him start in this game, to be honest with you. I think it would be great to see how he performs, and hopefully we'll step up in a game like Wigan. Recovered from Brentford yet. Listen, I actually thought we were quite deflated, but I feel like you just have to accept these draws sometimes. It's not great to draw with them, but we do have to pick ourselves up from this and keep on going. So, yeah, I think it is what it is for me, in my opinion, with that result. I think it's such a tough one, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, we're still 4 points ahead, so it's like not the end of the world. Like, we're still in it, of course. So we'll have to see how we bounce back. I think we need to bounce back against Wigan, get a convincing win, score a few goals, and then we've obviously got Wolves, which we should win at home. I think we're away, actually. I should check. Are we away at Wolves? We might be away at Wolves. I think we are. I honestly can't remember. Yeah, we're away at Wolves on Wednesday, so hopefully we'll get the job done that. Big up to the Saka, Laka Boom Boom. I'm glad to know Sam Marino. Me too. I just don't think that would have been the right move for us. I know he's a winner. I think get why people would want him in, but personally for me, it's just something I could never back or support, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. The draw didn't concern me, it was the performance, but I think we bounced back. Yeah, I think it's both. Like, I think the result isn't great because we have drawn quite a few games this season. But I do think the performances haven't been particularly inspiring or great, if I'm being honest. Like, you look at some of our performances, like, I just think they've been so poor. Like, I've spent like 15 minutes talking about the football we used to play under Wenger because I miss it so much. I really do. I do wish that we could play much better than what we are playing. I get at the end of the day, I don't mind us playing ugly football and getting the results, and that ends up us winning the league. But I think because we're not there yet, it's just tough to be excited and feel like we're going to get there. So yeah, it's tough with me. The performances haven't been particularly great recently. Arsenal won 3 league titles in his first 7 seasons, with one going invincible, 2 double seasons, could have easily won one on more occasions, and real stuff. Yeah, it is crazy to think about that. How, I mean, when he came in, he got judged quite a lot as well. And he didn't let that define him, he didn't let that affect him, and he got behind the team and won some great things. So yeah, Wenger really was one of a kind. So yeah, we are still on the boat. I think with the title race, we're definitely still there. I just think all that means is that the title race is on now. Man City will want to close that gap with us now. That's all it probably means, to be honest with you. It's just a tough one, isn't it, for us, because we do want to win the league. We haven't won it since 2004. We've gone for it every few seasons with Arteta. We've gotten close. Last season, we were quite far. I do want to look actually how far we were last season. Last season, last season, Liverpool were 84 points, we were on 74, so that's a 10-point difference. That was obviously a lot of a big gap, that. So I feel like, yeah, that was a massive gap for us. But you know what, we have to just keep doing what we're doing, performing better, getting results, and hopefully we'll win the league. I think it does I think we have to hope Man City drop points along the way. I think we can still win, but we need to still hope they drop points. So, yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster of the season. I think we're going to drop more points, but I also think Man City still have that in them. I think Man City still going to drop points as well. So, yeah, it has been an interesting season so far. I'm really interested to see how we're still going to continue it. But yeah, obviously that's my Wigan thoughts. Obviously, guys, I'll probably end this in about 10 minutes. So if you guys have got any last questions you want to send in, do obviously send them in. Do make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, obviously, and yeah, drop any questions you have for me, as I'll probably end this in about 10 minutes time. The stream has gone so quick. When I chat about Arsenal, it always does go quick. What if we beat Man City in the Carabao and Premier League? Is March a big month for us, Arsenal? I mean, I do think if we win that Carabao Cup, which is, I think it's the 22nd of March, I think that would be a real big confidence booster. And would give us a bit of motivation to win the league as well. Because if we win the league and we won that would be incredible. I do, however, if you turn it the way round, if we lose that final, how will the players react? Can we still go on in the Premier League? Will we lose a bit of confidence, a bit of belief? I do worry about that. So I think we have to make no excuses. We have to beat Man City in that final. We've got to go for it. So I hope we can do it, but you never know in football. You know, anything can happen. So yeah, I think we have to win that final, and hopefully that will give us confidence to win the league. We should beat Wolves comfortably, assuming that 7-up pressure is back on City. Yeah, we should win. We definitely should beat Wolves. I mean, we played Wolves a little while ago and we just scraped a win, which is quite embarrassing. So we should win by a few goals. Wins are at premium this season. By the way, I was kind of surprised not to see Sleeper playing as young. Yeah, I think he had a flu. I think he had a short illness. I think we really missed Sleeper yesterday, actually. I think it's really weird. I don't think Gabriel or Sleeper are themselves when not playing with each other. I think they really miss each other. I think that we've built a really great dynamic on the pitch with them both. So I think they miss each other really when they're not playing. So yeah, I think Saliba, hopefully, I don't think it's like a long-term thing. I think it's just a short-term thing. So I think he should be okay, hopefully for maybe next week he should be back. I don't think he should play against Wigan. I don't think Saliba needs to play against Wigan. I think we can afford to give him and Gabriel a rest. Big up to Luke. Luke's what? Good to see you here. Hope you're good. Yeah, hopefully Saliba's going to be back soon because I think him and Gabriel have built this. I think they're the best defenders in the world. Actually, I think they've built this incredible partnership together that is actually really lovely to see. So yeah, like I said, we've obviously got a few injuries, but I think we're pretty much okay. I think we can manage these injuries, so I'm really hoping that we do. Yeah, I think it was announced on Twitter the other day that Saliba, it was just a short-term thing, which is obviously good news. You don't really want Saliba to be out again for a while. I think we need to keep players like him, Declan Rice, Stephen Mendy available for as long as possible because they really are big players for this team. Yeah, so it's not a long-term thing, so we should be back. The Wolves game is going to be interesting though because I mean, Wolves aren't going to stay up, but again, they've got nothing to lose, so they will go for it. I think we've got. Is someone say is it 12 games left in the league? I think we have 12 games left. We just have to see them as 12 finals, to be honest with you. Like, that's what I would see it as. I think we just have to see each game as like a final and honestly just try to get through it and try to get over the line because this team needs to win the league. I'd feel awful if we didn't win the league because this team really is special. So yeah, hopefully against Wolves we can go on a good run as well now. And yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll beat Wigan. Comfortable win. I mean, I'd be surprised if it was like a 1-1 win. We have to win a few goals. I think as fans, we need to be excited by what we're seeing at the moment. Big up to AFC Gunner who smash likes and subscribes. Thank you for your support. So guys, you make sure you're liking, subscribing. Let me know your thoughts obviously going into the game. But yeah, I think we've got a few winnable games coming up. I think we need to go on a good run. That's the most important thing because I think we've had quite a few draws so far. Like, let me look at the draws that we've had. I think we've had a few too many so far. I think we've had, a lot. Obviously, we had Brentford. We drew yesterday. I mean, we lost against United. That wasn't great. So we lost against United, then we bounced back. We won the Champions League, we beat Leeds 4, and then we beat Chelsea, Sunderland, then we drew. So it's not too bad having one draw there. But then if you look ahead, there's certain games you just really question about us. The draw into Nottingham Forest is just disappointing. We should have won that. We should have done everything we can. Liverpool at home, we didn't win. We've had a lot of wins, don't get me wrong, but there's one or two draws you just wish you'd have turned that into a win and done something differently. So it's a tough one really with that. It's quite frustrating to think we could have won one of them if we'd have just turned that into a win. But I do think our attack is probably our issue right now. We're struggling in the attack. I think with the attack it's not exciting for me. I don't think it's very special at the moment. So we need to definitely improve in the attack for sure. Agreed. So Mosquera is very fine, but Saliba Gabriel together is different gravy. I think they've just built this amazing partnership together, and I think they're very comfortable with each other. I think Gabriel definitely struggled. I think they both really learned a lot about each other. I think they both understand each other really well. I think that's definitely another big reason why we love them as well because they're both experienced. They've both got that chemistry as well. So yeah, I mean Mosquera, like I said, not taking anything away from Mosquera, he was great last night. What I loved about Mosquera is that he made a mistake, he came back and put in a big tackle that if we didn't pull that tackle in, we don't win that game. So I can't fault Mosquera. I just think we do miss Saliba. I think Saliba really is one of a kind. I think we can't afford to lose any of them. They were incredible, So yeah, I think as long as Saliba's back soon, I think for Saliba we need him back in the game for me against Wolves. I think if he's back for Wolves, then that's going to really help us out. That's going to be a real big confidence booster. He really is incredible. I think at left back as well, Hincapié has done such a great job. I know with Hincapié, we've obviously seen a bit of a change here and there with him and Calafiori. Calafiori is another player that has struggled to stay fit this season. But I think it's good now. We've got a few players in each position. Obviously, right back, you've got Ben White, you've got Timber. Obviously, centre back partnerships. You've got obviously even Square and come in. I know Ben White can also play a centre back as well. So I think defensively, I think we're quite good with the cover that we have at the moment. So yeah, I think it feels good to have that sort of cover at the moment in that sort of position. So yeah, obviously it feels good to have these players, and yeah, we're not in a bad position at the moment at all. So I feel like we still need to keep winning. But like I said to you guys, like I know after games I do feel quite gutted and frustrated. But at the end of the day, we are still 4 points ahead. So it's not the end of the world. We're still in a good position, but I just worry because I personally think we're going to drop more points. I don't think this is going to be the end of it. I think we are going to continue to drop more points. So, yeah, we just need to find a way to bounce back. And if we get a win against Wigan, that would be amazing. That's exactly what we need. But yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, do send them in. I've really enjoyed chatting with all you guys tonight. And obviously really good to see new faces in here, or if you're regulars, it's always good to see you here, guys. Gosh, that tackle was good as gold. Yeah, that tackle. I mean, I do love a sliding tackle like that. I watched that and I was like, that was incredible. Like I said, I mean, I was watching actually it back on TikTok, and you hear the commentator sort of going on about how Masquera missed the first initial bit, but that tackle just silenced the commentators, and I just thought that was lovely. But I think Masquera has definitely really stepped up and adapted to this league, because I think with Masquera, I think his first game he stepped in was at Anfield. It was, I'm pretty sure it was a really big game like that, and I just felt very impressed with how he performed. So I feel like he's had to really step up, and I know there's been games he might have struggled with, but I think Masquera has been an absolute steal. I think he's been up there with Zubimendi as one of our best signings. He has been a joy to have in this team. So I think we're quite lucky to have Masquera. I think we've been quite good. I think we have done actually quite a lot of good business this summer. Obviously, I think Cape as well, he's been another fantastic signing. I think some of these players probably know themselves. They're not always going to be starters, but they're going to be really crucial in this title race for us, and they're going to help us get through it. So I think they're going to be really important for us going forwards. But yeah, that really was an amazing tackle. I was in awe watching that when that happened. It's nice to see him step up and put a tackle like that. And you know what makes it even more frustrating? He did that incredible tackle, and then Martinelli goes on and misses that chance. Like, that tackle for me really deserved a goal. From that shape, Calafiori was doing really well before the injury, though. Hincapié looked strong now, especially at defending. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you there. I think before the injury, I thought Calafiori was just amazing. I think he was very consistent. I think on the left he was good in the attack. Obviously, defensively he was great, and then he gets the injury, and it's a real big blow for us, isn't it? So, yeah, I think it's a shame. But obviously, Hincapié stepped in now and stepped up, and Cape's given Arteta a real tough decision now about who you should play at left back, because I think Cape, like, I don't think he deserves to be dropped right now. I think he's playing so good. Like, I don't think you can just drop him now. I think he's done such a great job. So it does give Arteta a bit of a headache, actually. But I think Calafiori is a fantastic player, but I do have a feeling he is always going to be a player that has injuries that will pick up injuries. So we do have to be careful. Like, I think you're going to have players that probably do pick up injuries, but I think if we can keep them both fit, then we're going to have a great season, because I think they're both different players. I think Cape is very fast, actually. I think he's great going forward. Calafiori as well is great going forward. So I think they're both fantastic players. And go back to injuries again. It's so tough when you pick up injuries, because it does slow things down a bit. You know, players will be great and then they have an injury and then it's a bit of a setback. So I think with Calafiori, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he started against Wigan, but I think it'd be good to see him get more minutes, build up his momentum as well. But he is a fantastic player. He really is. He's a joy to watch. We've got some fantastic players in this team. I think it's great as well. With this team, you've got a few different players in each position. You know, in one position you've got two or three players in one position. You've got a few. I think the only sort of areas that I think we need. I think the attack. Honestly, I think the attack needs improving. I really do. I just think our attack is a bit predictable. I think at times we're okay, and other times we just seem quite dry. We just seem predictable. Like, I think we need to have a different outlet. But yeah, obviously, yeah, definitely love chatting with you guys. Obviously, I've chatted a bit about everything tonight, to be honest with you. But it's always great to have a chat with you guys. Obviously, I will be back on Sunday. Arsenal women are also playing on Sunday, so I will do a video for them as well. Obviously, as well, I will do a reaction after the game against Wigan. I hope it's after a win. I would be quite sad if it was after a loss. I want us to win. So, honestly, here's hoping we do get the job done. I'm going to end this in a couple of minutes, but obviously, thank you to everyone that has watched my stream tonight. I've really had a great time chatting with all of you, so thank you to those that have joined me. I probably won't do any videos tomorrow, but I will be back on Sunday. So obviously, come and join me on Sunday, where I'll be doing 2 uploads of the women's team, the men's team. Hopefully, both do get the job done. But thank you guys for watching my show tonight. I've had a blast. Hope you guys have enjoyed my stream. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are in this world. Do make sure you guys are liking this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll be back very soon, guys, and take care, everyone. Thank you all for watching.